Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1982 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Seattle Mariners and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for the Mariners today is Floyd Bannister, whose record is 12-9 with a 4.18 ERA. And pitching for the Tigers today is Tom Feiler, whose record is 7-3 with a 3.62 ERA. Okay, so we won the last game of August. We flip back here and take a look. We won 4-3, and we may have figured out a possible formula for beating the Mariners. We played a lot of small ball, sacrificing, hitting and running, moving people over, hitting to the right side. That's an option when you're at the plate. So we kind of picked our spots and scored some runs. Dan Petrie pitched pretty well, and then Dave Rucker came in and blew the opportunity for him to get the win. And then we ended up winning by scoring a run on a ground ball, infield ground ball. So we took the victory. We move on to September. We also did late last night, so if you haven't seen it, you may have just been asleep when I posted. But I did post an end of August video that summarizes the September call-ups as well as league leaders and the standings. So if you haven't checked that out, at least give it a shot. The league leaders part, it gets a little drawn out because I like to go through all the categories for the American League hitting and pitching. But if you're into that, it's fun. If it's if it doesn't matter to you, then you can skip the second half of that video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with today's ball game. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe to the channel. Here is what we have available in the bullpen now. A lot of pitchers. Tom Feiler on the mound has not faced the Mariners even one at bat. So take a look at everybody who is available today. You may have noticed our title card. It had Morris Madden on there. Morris Madden is our number one prospect. We brought him on up, and he will see so as much playtime as we can give him. If we fall out of the race, he may even get a start or two. So just to see what he has to offer. And then we have our lineup for today. We're going to go ahead and put in Jody Reed at the shortstop position. We showed Jody Reed yesterday, his combined in the September call-up video. You'll see here combined with a single A and double A once he got promoted. I mean, the guy had 38 doubles and 7 triples, cumulatively batting somewhere around 300. So I think he deserves an opportunity to play. We're going to give Mark Wagner the day off. He has been awesome. But he has played every game since Alan Trammell was injured. So we're going to put Jody Reed in there. Otherwise, for better or for worse, with Murray and Dawson and Gibson struggling, Parrish has been horrible. Mickey Hatcher's in a slump. All these guys, they're our main guys. And we're going to get them in there today and do our best with what we have. Let's take a look at the Mariners lineup for today's game. Against Tom Feiler, batting leadoff, playing second base is Julio Cruz. Batting second at shortstop is Spike Owen. Batting third in center field is Dave Henderson. Batting cleanup in left field is Ricardo Saenz. Batting fifth and catching is Tom Pagnozzi. Batting sixth and DHing is Bob Pate. Batting seventh at third base is Dave Edler. Batting eighth at first base is Bruce Bochte. And batting ninth in right field is Joe Simpson. Okay, let's take a look at Tom Feiler. He is coming off a terrible start. He had the complete game shutout, which was nothing short of miraculous, to be honest. And then he did what you might expect. Gave up 5 runs in 3 innings on 9 hits. Gave up a dong. And that was, to kind of even it out. He went into that game, the shutout game, with a 3.60 ERA. He came out of his last start with a 3.62 ERA. So this is the range that he's going to be in. Maybe he'll pitch another good one, but then you can pretty much count on him pitching a bad one. So he's making his 17th start. He's got 92 innings pitched, 40 Ks, and opponents are playing 282 against him. Okay, let's take a look at the Tigers' defensive alignment. You see here, pretty much, the same as we are familiar with. Even Jody Reed at an 86 playing out of position. He's a second baseman. He's rated better than Mark Wagner, who has been really great at short. Okay, Julio Cruz, switch hitter, leading off, getting the spot start today at second base, and Feiler walks him. Oh boy. Speed of 88 at first. Here's Spike Owen. I was thinking maybe they bunt, but they're not going to do that. Oh, he's caught stealing. Parrish guns him down. That is his third caught stealing on the season. 14 out of 17. Not bad for only being in 20 ball games. Okay. Spike Owen then. 2-2 count. Strikes out on a slider just off the plate. 2 down. Here's Dave Henderson. And Hendu hits a ground ball to third, and that'll do it. Okay, good bounce back after the leadoff walk. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Here's the Tigers lineup rundown for today's ball game. We've got Sweet Lou leading off, playing second base. Batting, what the hell? Batting second and DHing is Barbaro Garbey. Batting third at third base is Mickey Hatcher. Batting cleanup in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting fifth and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting sixth in center field is Kevin Bass. Batting seventh at first base is Eddie Murray. Batting eighth in right field is Andre Dawson. And batting ninth, making his major league debut, is Jody Reed at short. Floyd Bannister, the lefty, on the mound for the Mariners, having a good year. Making his 30th start, 12-9, 4.18 ERA. Already over 200 innings pitched, 208.2. He's got 152 strikeouts. I believe, what was that number? Was he number 2 to his teammate, Mark Langston, in strikeouts? I want to say it's true. I can't remember last night even. Complete games, he's got 5 and a shutout. Of course, his fastball is 89 miles an hour. It's his highest rated pitch, though. That's his out pitch, rated an 87. His changeup is just average at 79. He's got a curveball, and overall rated an 84 with a peak of 85. So he's 27 years old. He's making almost $1 million under contract through 1985. I don't think we've played. Yeah, he hasn't pitched against us yet this year. Okay. There is the Mariners' defensive alignment. Again, Julio Cruz at second base today. And they're a little deficient at first and in left field. Sweet Lou leading off against Floyd Bannister. Still batting .294 versus left-handers. Leading off with a strikeout. Oh, man. I just feel like that's how this game is going to go. Here's Barbaro Garbey batting .400 versus lefties in limited duty. Ground ball to second. Cruz throws him out. So 2 quick outs. That will bring up Mickey Hatcher. Hatcher needs 11 RBI in these last 26 games to get 100. And he is struggling like everybody else on his team right now as he grounds out to second. So we go to the top of the second inning. It is 0-0. Tom Feiler will face Ricardo Saenz, and then Tom Pagnozzi, followed by Bob Pate. Saenz hits a line drive into center field. There is 1 down as Bass makes the play. Next up is Tom Pagnozzi. The nozzle. Ground ball to Jody Reed, making his first play defensively. And that's going to leave it up to Bob Pate to get something moving here for the Mariners. And that's a high, deep fly ball to center field. dying right on the warning track, 427 feet. And Pate comes up short. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Gibby up. Gibby, Parrish, and Bass. Again, these are all, I mean, if I have to give you the name, you know they're struggling. There's Gibson striking out. Parrish is the worst of all of them right now. Can't even make contact. Oh, wow, there's a little nubber. Back to Bannister, 2 down. Kevin Bass up next, and Bass hits a ground ball to first. That looked like ball 4. It was. We go to the top of the third inning. Dave Edler up. Edler, Bochte, and Simpson. Edler strikes out. 2 Ks for Feiler. Next up is Bruce Bochte. And, oh, I thought that was going to get through, but Whitaker showing some range. Cuts it off and tosses out Bochte. 2 down. Here's number 9 hitter Joe Simpson batting 282. A couple of dongs, and he will fly out to right as Dawson makes the catch. So through 3, Feiler has faced the minimum, and the same could be said for Floyd Bannister. Here's Eddie Murray leading off. Murray shows signs of life, and then he pops up. I mean, like he can't get anything going, but I have to keep throwing him in there, him and Dawson, because occasionally they will come through. There we go, right on cue. Andre Dawson jacks his 13th home run of the season. Giving a little high five to Jody Reed right before his first plate appearance here. 1-0 Detroit. And here is Jody Reed. Sorry, folks, you know I've still got that cough. My apologies. Here's Jody Reed. First at bat, a ground ball to short, and that'll get him tossed out at first. So shake off the nerves, go to Whitaker, back to the top of the lineup. And Whitaker hits a slow roller to third, which Edler fields cleanly, and that'll do it. So we're going to the top of the fourth, 1-0 Detroit. With our bullpen extended now, I mean, we just have to get to the 5th with the lead. That's my plan of attack with our number 5 starter. And he walks Julio Cruz for the second time. Just throw it down the middle, for crying out loud, Tom Feiler. I mean, he's got no home runs. He has no power. Here's Spike Owen, and he steals second base this time. So that is his 15th stolen base. In scoring position for Spike Owen. Owen, slow roller to third. There's 1 out. Cruz is forced to hold at second. Okay, here's a tough out. It's Dave Henderson. Runner on second and another ground ball. This looks like something the Tigers would do. Get the leadoff man on second, then hit a couple of ground balls to the left side. Okay, all Feiler has to do is get past Ricardo, Saenz, and a ground ball to short. Reed's up with it, throws him out. Nice. Okay, good job. 2 walks to Julio Cruz, and those are the only 2 base runners. As we go to the bottom of the 4th inning with Barbaro, Garbey leading off. Ground ball to third. So frustrating to just watch the team fail like this. As Hatcher gets a base hit to right. Okay, so we're not going to go for 2. We are going to hit and run with Gibson. He can do this. This is not really a strong suit, and especially lefty on lefty. I'm concerned about it. Strike him out, throw him out. Hey, a base hit into right center field. Hatcher's going to third, and we've got something going here. Oh, shoot. Now it's Parrish. 0 for 4. 2 strikeouts. We're just asking for a sac fly. Preferably not to Dave Henderson, but if you get it out there, we'll see how it goes. Not a double play. Anything but double play. There we go. Now it's going to go to Henderson. That's going to be deep enough to score Hatcher easily. 2-0 Detroit. Manufacturing runs, y'all. What is the steal? 71%. I mean, we may as well. It's Kevin Bass, right? He is hitting lefties pretty well. If we can get Gibson to second, maybe we can drive in another run. It's a lefty pitcher, though, which makes it a lot more challenging. And Gibby had 2 stolen bases in his last game. Steals another one. Here we go. That is his 25th stolen base on the season. And again, if you saw the league leaders video, you know that he is right there among the top 12 or so. Him and Eddie Miller. Okay, can Kevin Bass come through with Gibby on second? That's a big fat no. We do get another run on the board, though, on the RBI sac fly. And we go to the top of the 5th. Okay, this is usually the challenging inning for Feiler. Pagnozzi, Pate, Edler do up. And a pop-up just to the right of second base. Whitaker going back, making the play on the outfield grass. 1 down. Bob Pate, he hit it to the center field wall. First time up. And there's the first hit. Damn it, it's going to be a double, too, as Pate coasts into second base. That is Pate's 11th double of the season as a Mariner, 18th overall. I wonder if it's Pate or if it's like Pate. Is it like fancy French since he was in Montreal? Runner on second. Dave Edler here. Opportunity for the Mariners to get a run back. And Pate steals third? That is way too risky. Maybe Feiler took his eye off him. I don't know. 13 stolen bases and 1 caught stealing, 16-3 overall. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pull, I like doing this occasionally, pulling third base in. So if the ball's hit to third, it'll hold Pate, or maybe it'll throw him out. I don't know. Anywhere else, that run scores. We move on with our lives. 2-2 count. And a line drive right at Murray. He grabs it with his gold glove, and Pate holds. Okay, now we've got 2 lefties. And this could be challenging. We're gonna go right at him, I think. Let's do it. And a fly ball to left. Gibby throws his glove up, makes the catch. And we've got a shutout through 5 on a 1-hitter. Okay, bottom of the 5th inning. Eddie Murray 1 for 11 in his career versus Floyd Bannister. And there's a base hit into center field. Nicely done. 4th hit by the Tigers today. And now we have Dawson up. Dawson does hit and run. Keep manufacturing runs. He did have a dong his first time up. 13th on the season. This time slow roller to second, but that will get Murray into scoring position and give Jody Reed a shot at his first RBI. We know he's got some gap power with all those doubles. Wild pitch, moving Murray to third. So as long as we're going to let him swing away, we're not going to do sac fly. He could bunt, though, couldn't he? We just want him to hit it to the right side. Can we ask for that? That's not an option. So if he could just put the ball on the ground anywhere but third, this run should score. There we go. That should score Murray. It does. RBI for Jody Reed. First career ribby. And it's 3-0 Detroit. Manufacturing runs, y'all. I'm not sure why I'm talking like a Southerner today. I mean, I do live in Tucson, as Sweet Lou lined out to center. That's how I got COVID. I don't know if I even told this story, but I went to Tombstone for Christmas as Tom Feiler is facing Joe Simpson here, and I had my mask on everywhere, except I went into the saloon. Oh, come on. That's third time he's walked the leadoff man. And we do have a lot of bullpen we can use here. I think we got to give him a shot. He's got a 3-run cushion. Here's Julio Cruz. Ground ball to third. I'm sorry, folks. Only place to first. So Simpson's in scoring position. We're going to pull the outfield in. Now, as I was trying to finish my story with going to Tombstone, I wanted to do some shots of whiskey in Tombstone. If you go there, you have to. I think it's a requirement. And there's going to score the first run. That's going to be a triple. Yeah. All right. So we're taking out Feiler. We're going to bring in, I think we're going to bring in Jerry Euger. This is, I am so sorry. I think the more I talk, the worse it feels. This is his first relief appearance. You take a look at his numbers here. He was our number 4 starter out of, at the start of the season. He does walk a lot of batters. That is an issue. And we need to keep him away from that now. We're not going to, what are we going to do here? Yeah, of course, we're going to pull in third base. And here's Dave Henderson. 0 for 2, 2 walks against Jerry Euger. Hell yeah, Euger. Welcome back to the majors. Okay, everyone's playing straight away. Of course, with one swing of the bat, Saenz can tie it up. Oh, look at that, folks. Nicely done. Let me just finish my story of how I got COVID. So, yeah, I was in Tombstone, and I wore my mask the whole time. I'm very good with keeping my mask on. I also am fully vaccinated. And walking up and down the streets of Tombstone, and I'm like, you know what? I'm here in Tombstone. I have got to have a shot or two of whiskey before I leave. You got to drink whiskey or sarsaparilla. I don't know what the hell. You got to drink something while you're there. So I went in the damn saloon. It's the one that's on the west end of town. No, I'm sorry, the east end of town, if you've ever been there before, next to the theater. And I went in there, and no one was wearing a mask. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just take my mask off and, as Barbaro Garbey, and just sit down. There was hardly anyone in the bar. I'm the only, 11 a.m. alcoholic there as Garbey grounds out. And that's the only time. I sat there for 45 minutes having a talk with the bartender. And that is the only time that I have taken my mask off in public since the beginning of this pandemic. So that's the only thing I can think of. And then the couple days after Christmas, I was sick. As Hatcher gets a base hit to right. Okay, we have a 2-run lead. It's not a comfortable lead. Gibson does have a hit today. So we're going to hit and run with Gibby. And let's pull up the in-game stats and take a look here. Now, Hatcher's 2 for 3, but Dawson's got the home run. So either one could be player of the game material. Gibson, a ground ball to first. Hatcher will move into scoring position. And Parrish, who has an RBI and a sac fly. We need a big hit from him right now. Give us something clutch. God bless it. Parrish is really close to 100 strikeouts. Take a look here. 94. He is among the middle of the pack on the leaderboard for that, and that'll do it. Okay. I'd like to see Euger. Do we take Euger out after 2 strikeouts? I just had that theory about bringing pitchers back out again. I think we got to pitch him, right? That's what he's up here for. Here's Tom Pagnozzi. And there's a base hit. I knew it. That's going to bring the tying run to the plate, which is Bob Pate, who's got a hit, stole third, almost hit a home run to dead center field. This guy is not messing around today. And another hit. Okay. God. Dog it. I mean, we have one more right-handed batter. We have to let him pitch before we bring in a left-hander. Let's guard the lines. It should have been a double play situation. Here's Dave Edler. There we go. That's not going to fall in, is it? Oh, it will be caught. Woo, that was close. I thought, I mean, off the bat, I thought for sure it was an out, but then the way it kind of rainbowed. Okay, now who do we have? This is not a Morris Madden debut moment. I prefer to bring him in, especially with his poor history coming up at age 20. What is his lefty-righty splits anyway? At AAA, lefties hit him pretty good actually. That's weird. I don't know. So it's not going to be him. Will it be Bruce Robbins? I mean, really not that impressive. Capizzello. Yeah. Cappy. So we're going right to the guy who we count on who's already pitched 1,000 innings. He's at 64 innings right now. Let's get a double play right here and get out of this jam. We've been lucky all ball game in these tight situations. There's a pop-up to Reed at short. There we go. 2 down. And we are one swing of the bat from getting out of this inning. Joe Simpson batting 143 versus left-handers. 0 for 1 with 2 walks against Cappy. And he gets a base at the left. There's no way that catcher is going to score. There we go. Okay. All right, so bases are loaded. A base hit from Cruz will give him the lead. Or, I'm sorry, we will tie the ball game up. We got to pull the outfield in. Try to keep everything in front of us. And a 188 hitter versus left-handers. It's Capizzello. Let's go. Let's go. Line drive right at Reed. Play is made, and that's going to do it. Nicely done. We're sweating it there. Here's Kevin Bass. Leading off, it's Bass, Murray, and Dawson. Kevin Bass with a big hit. Big hit, Bass. Let's go for 2. No. Oh, no. Maybe I should have thought that through. The guy's got a 62 arm, and Bass is 85 speed. It said 70% chance, and there was no percent chance. And then another hit from Murray. Well, we're getting some production from the bottom of the lineup. Okay, runner on first. We're going to let Dawson swing away instead of hitting and running. When you hit and run, you typically don't go deep in the count. So we need to get Bannister out of the ball game. So we have a lead, even though it's a tenuous lead. Hey, Jody Reed walks. That is his first walk, and I believe he walked. Yeah, I mean, he has 80 walks against 34 strikeouts. Man, this guy should be in the lineup every day at this point. Okay. So, Jody Reed. This is Jody Reed's another reason why we don't need Wagner next year, plus Solars, right? Now, Whitaker's up. Whitaker does hit lefties well. He is 0 for 3 today. Ouch. Let him swing away. Oh, come on. Gotta take the bat off your shoulders, Sweet Lou. 0 for 4. Again, most of this lineup is really, really struggling. Okay. We want Capizzello to face Owen because we know Owen hits lefties worse than righties. Also, we are bringing in Solars at third for Hatcher. Hatcher has a couple hits today, but not really been productive, and we need defense over offense. Okay, so Spike Owen leading off the top of the 8th. Ground ball to Reed. Yes. Good job by Capizzello. ERA down to 1.25. And it's time to bring in a righty. Now this is a serious situation, so We're going to bring in Dave Smith. Wait, where are we in the lineup? Okay, we have a long way to go here before we get to a lefty. Oh, man, I don't want to have to bring in Rucker. I might skip Rucker and just go to Comstock if we get to the lefties. Anyway, yeah, Dave Smith. Now, Dave Smith, he does have a couple saves as of late. Look at his log. Yeah, he's got 2 saves and a win in his last 3 appearances and has not given up a run since the 21st. So 1 down, he's got Henderson and Saenz. These are 2 tough mothers. Wow, that was a high fastball, high sinker. Probably should have been crushed, but instead it's a ground ball to Whitaker. 2 down. Here is Ricardo. Saenz. And he grounds back to Smith. That's going to do it. Okay, they are going to bring in a reliever, Carlos Diaz, a lefty reliever. 42nd appearance on the season. 4-3, 2.40 ERA, 38 Ks and 45 innings pitched. So pretty solid pitcher. Opponents are batting .218 against him. Splits, righties hit better as he should. He's got 5 saves. He's got 5 blues. Fastball, 91. Changeup at 72. Rated an 83. He's only 24 years old, making the major league minimum, and he's pretty good. Okay, so here's Barbaro Garbey. He's 0 for 3 today. Struggling. A ground ball to first. There's out number 1. Here's Guy Solars in Hatcher's spot. Batting .250 versus left-handers. And a ground ball to first. He's sawing everybody off, forcing it to first. And now Gibson steps up. Gibby's 1 for 3 with a stolen base today. And a ground ball to short. Okay, this is it. We are going to the top of the 9th inning. We've got 3 righties coming up. The setup man Smith did his job, so did Capizzello, and now it's time for Weaver to be the dream Weaver and get himself a save. Okay, Tom Pagnozzi, the catcher, is up. We're not going to guard the lines on him. If he gets a double, it would be a miracle. Oh, he gets a walk anyway. So we're in trouble already. This is exactly what happens when Weaver goes sideways. Here's Bob Pate. 1 swing of the bat away from tying the ball game. He's 2 for 3 already. Looping it, high looper into left field, and Gibby makes the play. Okay, 1 out. Dave Edler up. Let's turn 2. 0 for 3. Hits 201 versus righties. Okay. There we go. Slow curveball. Strikes him out. And that's going to bring up Bruce Bochte, who is no slouch. Man. Okay, we don't need to guard the lines. There's no way Pagnozzi's going to score from first. Let's see if we can nail it down right here. 0-2 count! Ground ball to Lou! And the Tigers win 3-1. All right. Handshakes, butt slaps, sloppy steaks. Tigers win 3-1. We win 2 out of 3 at home versus the Mariners. I think we figured them out. We have a day off, so let's advance a day before we look at everything. Okay? All right. There we go. So let's start with the standings. First place belongs to the Tigers, it says. And yes, it does. Half-game lead over the Yankees. 8.5 for Boston, 9 over Baltimore. 25 games to go. And it's going to be a race to the finish. Take a look here. Power ranking at 7. Well, I think we should keep a daily look at the National League because it's going to fluctuate. It's going to be pretty amazing to see who's going to win this division as it's the status quo there. Oh, wow. 2 more teams eliminated, San Diego and San Francisco. Okay, moving on to the headlines. I want to make like a news headlines noise, but I'm shy. So Castino bashes 2 home runs in Orioles' victory. Nicely done. John Castino's 2 dongers, I should say. I should go over there and rewrite it to say 2 dongers. Yep, good. Orioles number 5 here, 2 hits. Okay, let's just take a look at his scouting. 17 home runs on the season for the third baseman. Nicely done for him. All right, let's take a look at the next one. First place belongs to the Tigers. And let's just, all they do is talk about, this is my newspaper, and they're talking about Seattle. Feiler, good job. I think Feiler got the win, right? Here's the next one. Speedy Nixon steals 4. Holy shit. In New York's winning effort. That is incredible. Leadoff hitter anchored the offense with 3 hits, 4 stolen bases, a double, and 3 runs scored. Let's take a look at the scouting on that guy. 44 stolen bases in 55 games. I think we've got ourselves a future leader in this category. Again, next year we're going to switch him to center field, which was his primary. He was never a third baseman in the major leagues, ever. Never played 1 game at third base. That's going to do it for the newspaper headlines. Take a look at the transactions. Wow. Is it just one thing? I can't tell if it just kind of gets jumbled up sometimes. Yes. So it's Mike Stanton of Cleveland, the relief pitcher. Is going to miss 2 weeks with a shoulder separation. Maybe he was pitching with the wrong arm because he looks pretty bad this season. Okay, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Who is the player of the game? Tough call because Feiler pitched pretty well. Almost kind of deserves it, but then Hatcher had 2 hits as it's taking its sweet-ass time loading up. Here we go. Player of the game is it Murray? No. Is it Hatcher? Well, Dawson hit the home run. What's the player? Oh, so he hit the game-winning RBI. So the player of the game is going to be Dawson. He hit his 13th home run. We only left 4 base runners on base. So efficient. Gibby had a stolen base. Good job by him. Tom Feiler gets the win. 8-3 on the season, giving up 1 run, 2 hits, 3 walks. Jerry Euger gave up a couple of hits, but he did strike out the first 2 batters he faced. And then Cappy came in and shut that inning down. Dave Smith did his job, and Roger Weaver gets his team-leading 19th save. So that's going to do it. Check out the hockey card video right here. You may be seeing it on the left side. I made that video yesterday as well. We pulled up some really sweet Hall of Fame cards from the mid-'70s and the early '80s, 80, 81, including a Wayne Gretzky, y'all. There we go. Southern once again. We're going to come back tomorrow and play the next game of the series. Until then,